unmute myself and you go for it.
What's happening, party people? Happy Motivate Monday. Let's go. Let's go. Listen, we got about 7 weeks, a little more than 7 weeks remaining in 2023. And a lot can change. A lot can happen in that time span. So some of you have some ginormous goals. Some of you have just started setting goals. Some of you are on the way to hitting your goal, maybe even surpassing it. Excuse me. All I'm asking of you is that you just stretch a little bit more. Maybe raise the bar just a little bit more on what it is that you want to create. But I want to talk about becoming a student, like being a student of success. Being a student of success. See, there's a difference between being a student and being a student of success. A lot of people are students. They learn how to get their CDLs, commercial driver's license. They learn how to operate construction equipment. They learn how to process information, data entry. They learn how to work their way around an office space. That's not necessarily becoming a student of success. A student of success is identifying individuals who are living and playing the game of life at the highest levels and modeling what they're thinking in terms of how they process things, modeling how they create vision, and then they cast vision and they go about manifesting that vision. Being a student of success is surrounding yourself consistently with individuals that are out thinking you, that are out dreaming you, that are out stretching you, because all of a sudden you're going to be forced to level up. I'll give you a perfect example of this. It's called the Pygmalion effect. So what happens is if I take you and let's say you're a top high school prospect, all right? And you are being recruited. And you have a choice between attending the University of Virginia or the Ohio State, okay? Now, this is your choice. You're a top high school recruit. If I put you in the University of Virginia, the chances are that no one will ever hear from you again. Even if you perform well, no one's going to know who you are, and your numbers are going to be your numbers, and that probably will be the gist of it. Now, if you go to the Ohio State University, not only is your level of play going to supersede anything you would have expected, you're going to be under an international spotlight of people who love the game and NFL scouts who continuously pluck prospects from Ohio State University and put them in the NFL. Why? I mean, they're both football programs, right? There are dozens and dozens and dozens of football programs. They have great gyms. They have nice equipment. They have state-of-the-art facilities. You know, what's the difference? It's the culture. It's the mindset. And because I put you in an environment where you're surrounded by a higher level of thinking, a higher level of expectation, a higher level of productivity, you're naturally going to level and raise your game up to try to match or surpass that environment. And this is why you will see individuals who were really good high school prospects, and then they become in another stratosphere when they go to an Ohio State University or in Alabama with Nick Saban. So when you look at that, you begin to understand why it is so critically important to consistently plug into individuals that are leveling up in terms of their thinking, their aspiration, and how they're moving and playing the game of life. Now, being a student of success has so many plus positive benefits. There's so many things that will impact every facet of your life. And one of the greatest stories or lessons, I'll call it a lesson, one of the greatest lessons. It's so simple, but the reason I was able to get the lesson was because I said to myself, let me continue to level up in who I'm listening to, who I'm modeling, who I'm surrounding my thinking with. And so I've identified core individuals who are leaders, who are successful entrepreneurs, who have an ownership mindset, who are incredibly mentally tough, super resilient, very faithful, strong belief, strong vision, and ridiculous results. Results that keep me uncomfortable. Results where I think a certain financial goal is significant, and then we will have a conversation and I realize how small my goal is and how I can level up even more. And here's the lesson. I want you to make a circle with your fingers, just like this. And I want you to look at that circle. And everything that you know is inside of this small circle. Everything that you don't know is on the outside of that circle. Everything that's available is outside the circle. When you think about your goals and your dreams and the things that you're aspiring to, do you understand that there are so many other levels that are on the outside of the circle? So most people live and they stay inside of this circle. You may have had a conversation with someone and you say, listen, have you ever thought about just getting rich? I mean, I hear you talking about your job and how you're overworked and underpaid. I hear you talking about how exhausted you are, having been on this job for 12, 13 years, and you're just tired. Why don't you just get rich? Like, why don't you do something that can give you the opportunity to get rich? Well, I don't know. You get rich and you got to pay more taxes. And, I don't know if I want all that headache. Like, people actually think this. And this is their excuse for just continuing to suffer and not have dreams, not have goals, not have aspirations, because everything they're thinking is in their circle and their ego will not allow them to go beyond the circle. This is why most people are going to die broke, because they're stuck, right? So just understand, when you get this, that everything that you want, someone already has. Everything that you aspire to, your wildest dreams, your greatest and biggest financial goals, somebody's already doing it. They've already done it. But it's on the outside of this circle. So you got to get outside of this circle. Meaning what? You have to become a student of success. You have to continuously plug into people who are leveling up. I used to hear this phrase when I first got started in business. Hey, Ed, just borrow my belief until your belief kicks in. And I heard that and it made sense to me. I don't know why, it just did. I said, oh, okay. Well, you've been down roads that I have not been. You've had success that I've not had, that I haven't had. So I am going to borrow your belief until mine kicks in, because I'm new. Like, there's so much that I don't know. And when you're new in business, when you're new and reaching for greater goals, well, see, your level of understanding is down here, which means your level of anxiety is going to be up here, because everything's an unknown quantity. And so when you're experiencing challenges, opposition, obstacles, some people, they get freaked out by that. They get nervous. And so their anxiety continues to go up because they haven't made the commitment to be a student of success. So their understanding is not moving up. It's just holding here because they're stuck in their circle. But I understood I could borrow someone else's belief. I understood the importance of surrounding myself around thinking that's outthinking me. So I constantly stepped outside of my circle every day, every day, every day. Meaning what? Meaning if there was someone who was significantly successful, had way more results than I've ever even thought about having, and they had content that I could listen to, I bought it. If you're an entrepreneur, and I know you're doing 7 figures or more a year, and you have a program, I'd buy it. You have audio, I'm listening to it. If you have something on YouTube and you're doing a free teaching on YouTube, I'm listening to it. All day, every day, all day, every day, over and 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 over again. Why am I immersing myself in becoming a student of success? Because I don't know about you, but I did not grow up with that level and that kind of programming. No one ever came to me and had a conversation about the power of passive residual income, how to generate over $100,000 or more a week in passive income, how to build and create leverage through a business. There was none of that conversation being had with me when I was growing up. I was told, hey, you got to focus on performing in school. Like get your grades and then, worry about finding a good job and all of that. And so that's what I put my energy into. And I never thought about being an entrepreneur. I never thought about how important money is. Like money is such an important part of every equation. And so because I made the conscious decision to stay outside of this circle and to stay plugged into higher levels of thought and thinking, well, eventually what happened? My belief kicked in. My results continued to go up and up and up. I started to understand the power of a made-up mind. I started to understand that any experience I was having was forging me into the eventual a powerhouse that I am, forging me into that unstoppable force, forging me into an individual that was going to be able to impact thousands and thousands of lives around the world. So that's where it starts, in being committed to being a student of success and plugging into that, because then you get lessons like this. And this is a lesson that if you understand it and you implement it, it'll change your life forever. You'll never, ever have a fear of failure. It won't even come into your mind. You'll understand this is just the path that I am to engage in. And this is my opportunity to deepen my faith, to sharpen my vision, to increase my skills, to solidify my work ethic, outproducing my problems. That is the gift. If you're blessed enough to have a level of health and energy where you can get up every day and get after it, it's the greatest gift that you're ever going to have. It's the greatest gift. If you're blessed enough to get up and get after it without any impediments from a physical and health standpoint, then you will become successful. You will become a multimillionaire. There's absolutely no excuse, and there's no reason why that's not going to happen, especially if you live in the part of the world where I live, where we have the freedom to go out here into the marketplace, provide exceptional value when you got the right company and products, which we have, and then go out in the marketplace and get your worth. Go out in the marketplace and impact lives. Go out in the marketplace and change people's lives and health and well-being and wealth for the better forever. When you have that as your mission, then there's no limits. There's nothing to stop you from getting what you want. So many people have, whispered conversations, and I've heard them, where they'll look at so-called immigrants, people that come here from other countries, and they can't understand why. And I say so-called immigrants because we're all immigrants. Nobody, but for Native Americans, everybody's an immigrant. But when they'll whisper, like, I don't understand. They'll create a narrative. They're taking our jobs. Like, what are you talking about? Get your lazy ass to work, sharpen your skills, increase your understanding, bring more value, and then perhaps you'll just compete, and whoever brings the most to the table is going to get the job, instead of you making excuses and whining and complaining about getting your butt out worked. So there's a reason why immigrants that come here are four times more likely to become first-time millionaires than people that are born here. Because people that are born here typically, in my experience, lazy, soft, easily offended, mentally weak. And so you're not going to be successful. You're not going to build no dynasty like that. That's why there's very little competition. That's why I'm telling you, if you get this thing right up here and you constantly stay outside of this circle, you can have whatever you want. It's game over. Whatever financial goal you have, you're going to hit it. Whatever it is, you're going to hit it. So that's the opportunity, but that's the importance of being a student of success. It's the power of that Pygmalion effect. If I put myself only around individuals who are high thinking, high achieving, I'm going to naturally continue to ascend to that level of high thinking and high achieving. And then again, it's going to be game over because of it. So that is my assignment for you. It's for you to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I realize something. My goals are based on what I think I can get, but not what I really desire. Most people have goals that are based on what they think they can get, but not what they really desire. And the problem with having a goal based on what you think you can get is that your thinking is a natural limitation. Most people have low vibrational thinking, meaning they've allowed themselves to be influenced by their environment. If you're surrounded only by low vibration, no, I don't want nothing more for my life, all I'm good for is complaining about my situation, but I don't want to do anything about it, well, guess what? That's going to rub off on you too. People rub off on you. So if that's what you've been inundated with for the majority of your life, you cannot think that just because you got fired up, because you're a part of a company or a new opportunity, you've made a decision, I'm going to get the financial part of my life taken care of. I'm going to build a passive income that's higher than my monthly bills every single month. And you know, intellectually, you know you're in the right place at the right time. You know you're in the right vehicle. You know you got the right people that you can access that are going to lead you down the right path. You know all of that, but you still have to overcome all of the self-imposed limitations that you've cultivated your entire life. Meaning you're going to have to unlearn some stuff. You're going to have to unlearn some things before you can put in the new information. You can take a rusted can, and you could spray paint it with new paint and cover up all the rust. And that is the modern day motivation movement. People get on Zooms and watch YouTube videos and listen to quotes and post quotes, and they act like they all motivated and fired up. But just below the surface of that coat of motivational paint is the rust and the buildup and the plaque of limited thinking, of fear-based thinking, not faith, but fear, of low self-image, low self-worth, low self-esteem. And because they haven't done the work to sand, you got to sand that rust. You got to sand that down and get it back to where it's smooth. Get back to zero. I recognize that I've been surrounding myself with $80,000 a year income earners, and I want to be $1 million a year income earner. I got to change my surroundings. Doesn't mean that I don't love my 80,000 a year income earners. It just means I'm putting my energy and my focus where I want to go. And if they want to come with, let's go. We can all go together. They don't want to come with, God bless you, do your thing. But I know where I'm going. That's the sanding, getting rid of the rust. I realize I talk down to myself. I realize that I entertain doubt and failure more than I focus on possibility and success. I understand that I can outproduce my problems. That's the sanding. You're getting that rust out of there. And then once you've smoothed that surface and you've identified through personal inventory my self-sabotaging behavior, my propensity to make excuses, my willingness to allow life to get in the way, me getting in my feelings about somebody telling me no, or somebody not showing up, or somebody not signing up. I understand all of that. I don't internalize it anymore. I don't take it personal. I just recognize it's a part of the forging process. It's a part of the process that's making me stronger so that I can go confidently in the direction of my dream and making that a reality and doing the work day in and day out. I get excited when I get a no. I get excited when somebody doesn't show up. Okay, I'm one person closer to finding who I'm looking for. Or that person told me no, that means a yes is on the way. Okay, that person flaked out, that means I'm not going to have a flake in my business. I get excited because I know I'm getting closer, because I'm so dialed into the what? The vision. I'm so committed to the what? The outcome, because I understand what? My circumstances currently are not my conclusion. I'm not living in the present. I'm living in the future. If I focus only on the present, well, then I'm going to keep getting the present. if I'm stuck in the past, like most people, well, then I'm going to keep reliving and relitigating past behavior, past failures, past mistakes. You can't get to your compelling future in that type of thinking. So now that I've identified my weak spots, and maybe I even got some feedback. I reached out to some people who love and I trust and respect, and we have that mutual relationship, and they're going to give it to me real. Hey, I might have some blind spots. My mentor, Mr. Les Brown, always says you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. So, hey, man, tell me something. What do you think my weak spots are? Well, bro, you're always talking about happy hour. Like, I don't understand. You say in one breath you want to be a successful entrepreneur, but you don't miss a happy hour on a weekly basis. What if you stop going to happy hour and you start using that time to build your business? That's a good point. Thanks for calling me out on that. I've heard you keep talking about you're gonna give yourself a raise, but you haven't done it yet. What you waiting on? Well, why are you? What's going? Oh, well, let me look at my numbers. Oh, you know what? I'm not making enough calls every day. I'm not talking to enough people every day. I'm not being consistent. I am consistently inconsistent. Thanks for calling me on that. I appreciate it. So now I'm getting the external feedback, and I'm also doing the personal inventory, and I smooth out that surface, and then I can bring in some of that greater insight from higher level thinking because I'm ready to receive it now. But that's a process, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't happen overnight. This is why people every day will start ventures and they never finish them. This is why people every day get fired up to give themselves a pay raise and they don't follow through because they're not doing the work, the internal work that I just talked about. The climb is inward. It's not upward. It's inward. And if you do the inner work, if there's no inner me, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. Because once I got this inner work done, my mind is a steel trap. There's nothing that can get in this bad boy that doesn't have anything specifically to do with the realization of my goals and my dreams. You cannot control what comes in here, but you can control what you focus on. And the more you understand controlling what you focus on, then what tries to get in will stop trying. Eventually, a lot of the noise, it'll just go somewhere else because it recognizes it can't even penetrate that steel dome. There's if you ever saw the movie Black Panther, the Wakanda had a dome, an invisible dome, and you could fire missiles at it. You could try to fly into it, and anything that hit that invisible dome, it exploded. It could not penetrate that dome. Well, see, that is how you have to protect your mind. That is how you have to protect your mission. That is how you have to protect your actions and your attitude. You got to have that dome of positivity, of mental strength, of toughness, of consistency, that dome that I am not going to be denied. And when you have all of that in place and you've made the commitment, and every day, you understand how many waking minutes I spend programming my mind. In between phone calls, I'm listening to The Magic of Believing. I'm listening to Earl Nightingale's Strangest Secret. I'm listening to Jim Rohn's Building Your Network Marketing Business. And I've heard these things over and over and over again, and I'll continue to listen to them over and over and over again. I am studying individuals who, like myself, are seven-figure earners, multiple seven-figure earners, eight-figure earners, multiple eight-figure earners, nine-figure earners. That is who I listen to because we rub off on each other. I have to be a perpetual student. Doesn't matter what I've done in the past. Doesn't matter how many lives I've impacted up until today. What matters is what I do today. That's why I am a perpetual, continual student of success. And when you have that commitment and you mesh that with your business practices, your daily income producing activities, your level of expectation, and your work ethic, you become an unstoppable force. You eventually start to find the people that you're looking for, but you cannot, I repeat, you cannot find other superstars until you become one. You cannot find other superstars until you become one. If it is to be, it's up to me. It's your responsibility. Stop looking for somebody else to do something for you, to give you something. It don't work that way. When you start to level up and you become the leader that leaders and others are looking for, they're going to come into your space, but not before, not 1 second before. So keep doing the work, keep digging, Find someone that you can crawl under their wing and they can mentor you, and you extrapolate all you can. You take all you can from their success, their experience, their knowledge, their belief. And if you got to borrow somebody else's belief until yours kicks in, do it. Do it. It's worth it. It's worth it. I got tens and tens and tens of thousands of lives that I've directly impacted as proof positive that it works. That it works. Millions and millions of dollars earned. Look, in our organization alone, we did over $350 million in revenue. That's just the organization that I built. I have the receipts to show you and to tell you it works. So if you learn how to listen to the right people, tap into the right frequency, and bring your greatness to the surface so that the people that you expose it to can have the opportunity to become great themselves, it's game over. Game over. Here's your circle. Here's what you know. Here's where your dreams and goals are. But here's what's available on the outside of the circle. Some of you, as a result of this call, you're going to increase your reach. You're going to have a higher goal. You're going to have a bigger dream now. You're going to give yourself permission to dream a little bit bigger, maybe a lot bigger. You're going to step up your work ethic because of it. You're going to start to understand how this game is played. So listen, if you're a part of our private group, which is the 2% Nation WhatsApp group, there's content that's posted in that group that's game changing. It's life changing. So make sure that you're plugging into that group. If you want to become a part of that group, if somebody invited you to watch this replay on the YouTube channel, if somebody invited you to the Zoom, ask them, how do I become a part of that group? Ask them, what steps do I need to take? Because again, you got to surround yourself with thinking that outthinks you, but you also, listen, if you have your health and you have the ability to go out here without impediment and get after it, then there's nothing that can stop you. So get that information from whoever invited you. We look forward to seeing you on our next call. We have, the next call will be Saturday, Successful Saturday or Super Saturday, however you want to call it. And then Motivate Monday, every Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have an awesome and amazing week. Again, just a few more weeks remaining in the year of 2023. Let's make it count. Take care.